Hello everyone, how are you? It is what, 10 already on Good Friday. I'm hoping to have a delicious food-filled gentle entry into this long weekend, which I'm really feeling I need. It's a bit weird this year in that we have today, yesterday, and I think tomorrow as well is like 27, 28 degrees, aka quite pleasant and warm. And usually Easter in Melbourne is like the first feelings of wintry weather and a bit more snuggly, so this feels odd and deeply concerning, but also what can you do but for your mental health but be grateful for it, because sunshine, things are growing, we're still here and alive. So yeah, I'm certainly just trying to see the positive in it and very much looking forward to a slower week. My dad is coming down, he will arrive today and he'll be here for the whole week, and Merlin has just started blossoming in this past week. He has shown his gorgeous, ultra snuggly, very sweet and capable of being polite personality. We had a couple of people over and he was so good, so calm and like able to keep a lid on his excitement and yeah, have good manners. He's such a pal, like he's so snuggly, just loves cuddles. But I just love him so much. I don't really have the words for him now, but like I'm just so proud of him and so grateful for him. I haven't really done like a sit down and a catch up in a while. It's sort of just been checking in while sort of on the go and going through some stuff. So I'll aim to have like a nice sit down catch up with you in this video. Last night I made this glorious pizza with the beef crumbles, which conveniently are gluten-free, and a lot of, you know, plant-based meats are based on wheat, so that's ultra convenient. It doesn't look that appealing in the packet, it looks like a big plonk of elephant poo, but they crisp up so well and were so Moorish on this pizza. It was delicious. I had like charred broccoli, a bit of pesto, cheese, kale, Italian mixed herbs, and then I made a rocket spinach sort of Dijon dressing salad, and good food was had. Now I'm just going to quickly jazz up some Easter bags I have for my family and also for the family I nanny, write a little card and make them look cute. have a watered down peach kombucha with a heck ton of mint leaves because we have quite a few. Poppin'. I'd envisioned this to be a real cozy chat, done like in the evening with like a pecan cinnamon latte, but the vibe is much warmer and Tropicana than that, so save that for another day. I know my lunches look ultra repetitive at the moment, but it's just sort of a reliable quick go-to, and I am playing it more safe at the moment, at least for one meal a day, because I recently retested for SIBO and I still have it, so I'm on another course of treatment at the moment, but I'm feeling better about it because I'm not having the same horrendous side effects as I had the first time, and my digestion seems to be like not as reactive, so I'm able to eat more broadly. Hooray! Which obviously doesn't make me feel like less of myself. I can still cook, do my thing, and yeah, I don't feel like under this heavy brain fog cloud and just mental health fog and not being able to see an end in sight. Rather, I'm like not feeling like it's identifying me at the moment, and really grateful that I have my energy, and yes, I'm like going through something and treating that, but it doesn't have to affect my quality of life as much. But all of that segues nicely into how this week I got my first gifted delivery. As regular honey bunches will know, I've reached out to brands more this year to collaborate, use HBOT's leverage, do it because I'm worth it, and put myself out there, and maybe this will one day lead to sponsorships. And food is my love language, so the day before I just learned that yeah, I have SIBO again, and then to receive a parcel of their products which are made with like whole foods, very recognizable ingredients, and then I was just stacking my pantry with like, they have vegan gluten-free sausages, little burger patties, falafels, so many dips from like hummus to cashew kale pesto, barbecue ganache. Anyway, all these things, I'm just like, oh, the gratitude. I just felt so looked after. So thank you previous self for doing that, but also thank you to Cindian. They're not paying me to mention them. But yes, they did give me a lot of their products to try, including dessert dips, which I am yet to explore, the base of which are made with different legumes or sweet potato. I will put their website in the link below, and FYI, if you need a bit of TLC in the whole food being gluten-free department, they now deliver online orders to New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, ACT and South Australia. And I just mentioned to Lindsay Rem on Instagram, we had a little back and forth, even though she's in California and I'm here, that how hard it is to find vegan and gluten-free meals or mock meats or anything. And there only are like a handful, maybe 3 I can think of, vegan and gluten-free sausages on the market, and the Cindian ones are definitely some of the better. So in recent weeks though, with my health doing funky stuff again and Merlin occasionally doing funky stuff, I've just had to continually like adjust my expectations. You know, really things only get a bit shit when I get too impatient and like just surrender to the situation. It's when I'm fighting it, which is a beautiful phrase my friend reminded me of. It's when I'm just fighting up against what is, and what is, there's so much to be grateful for, and I am working towards goals and doing things, but it's just insecurities and sort of ingrained hustle culture that makes me feel guilty for not working enough, or my work not looking a certain way, or not earning enough, and then your mental health and your physical health just go down the drain. So I'm working on doing that and coming to peace with not always coming out with new content or projects, that they will happen. All the hard work I'm putting in is paying off. Like, if we're talking about projects, Merlin is sort of the biggest one at the moment. Not that I'm trying to mold him, obviously, but you're trying to help him be a good, polite doggy citizen. He is, like, I think because of the weather today, he's also a bit calmer because it's a bit hotter. He has grown and matured so much in 3 months, and he's such a good boy in like pretty much most scenarios, and he's so affectionate and so sweet, and even for a Labrador he's just so social and cuddly and got a personality, and he's just such a pal. One dog owner I was talking to at the park this week, she had a 14-month-old black lab puppy that Merlin was playing with, and last year their 16-year-old Labrador passed away. And 16! If Merlin lives to be 16, I will be 39. I mean, I know this, but just all the feels, like, that's amazing. That's so exciting. I've been seeing a psychologist now for the end of January. Wow, go me. It's been so good. Like I had so many shitty psychologist experiences growing up, and it wasn't that I didn't like the premise, it was just issues with the context of why I was going or the said psychologist, and I knew there'd be a space in which I felt comfortable and that would be a positive, nurturing, healing environment for me, and I seem to have found that, and it is so good. I finally went and did the Medicare mental health plan, which is the way in Australia you can subsidise if you don't have mental health relating health insurance, which is quite rare. Yeah, you can subsidise a set number of appointments with a Medicare mental health plan, and I was putting that off, but actually it was very pain-free. The GP I went to a new one, so I was doing this with someone I'd met for the first time, which kind of helped. Anyway, she was lovely, and so understanding, and very much like, you do you, like you sound like you know what you need, and that was very much the place I was in. And luckily the first person I tried, which was sent me through a recommendation, was a really good fit, and even though yes it's expensive, with the subsidy I just feel that it's so worth it. Like not only what you get out of 50 minutes, which is not that long, like you think of how long a catch up is with a friend, not that friends are psychologists, but like because it's a one-sided conversation with a professional, because you're doing the talking and then they're a professional. You get through a lot, and then you're thinking and growing outside in between appointments as well. And while I don't feel like I'm anywhere near done, I still like cry all the time in appointments, and still I'm trying to work through things, and I'm sure it'll be a long process, but I'm just so grateful I finally went and started, because whether you want to go about a specific issue or it's more like a lot of issues, just starting is the hardest thing, I guess is all I want to say. And it's so normal and doesn't need to be a shameful thing. Like so many different types of people go, like in the waiting room it's like, wow, yeah, so many people from different walks of life. You get the sense. Go. Lots of parcels arrived this week, including that dog toy that you saw Merlin playing with. Maybe not. I am someone who has bought toys that have been advertised to me on Instagram. I was at the library yesterday and I'm trying to resist not borrowing so much because there are still so many books on my shelf to get through. The graphic novel that I'm reading at the moment is all about weather. My brother said that's where he learnt about the word petrichor. It's his book, and it's really fascinating. A lot of history, so it divided up into chapters like rain, wind, fire, wealth, but I don't really love it as a graphic novel format. I don't know, the artwork hasn't really added anything for me. But one fascinating takeaway that I read this morning was how it was talking about the correlation between weather and like how much people buy, especially now with like online shopping, and it was saying how companies can have a sort of twisted invested interest in bad weather. And I guess this could relate to lockdowns too, like bad states of the world, because like during severe weather events when people are indoors maybe and doing some more self-soothing behaviors that aren't always helpful. And I never thought of the crossover between weather and that before, which just made me extra shitty, because there's another industry that it's beneficial to them to be complacent and sort of, you know, they're benefiting in some way from, I mean not long term but short term, from more unpredictable, more extreme weather caused by the climate crisis. I've not done yoga in so long, so bad, to the point where I was like so nervous to start just a simple, gooey, essentially like 4 pose sequence. I've noticed I needed it for so long now, but even on walks with Mel, like I'm walking heaps and walking pretty fast, like every day. But that's kind of like my only type of exercise at the moment, and I sort of stopped doing any exercise that involved your middle back in October last year because I didn't want to make anything worse digestion wise, but like I've lost so much abdominal strength, and I think that's just totally affected my posture and how I walk, and so I hope I can slowly build that back up. That felt nice. I'm gonna chill out, probably watch an episode of Friends and then go to bed. Hope you're doing okay, and I'll see you soon. Bye.